Hello everyone, welcome to Dizzy Treasures. My name is Melissa. I am a full-time reseller who mostly focuses on vintage and costume jewelry, and today I have a jewelry unboxing for you guys. I got this really cool lot on eBay, actually from a seller who decided she was no longer going to continue her store. It's over 1,000 pieces, and I haven't looked at anything yet, but I did pull it out of the box to put it on the table, so it'll be a little easier to unbox. So let's get started and see what there is. I think we'll start with this little ring display. I saw some kind of cool things in here, so this is where we'll get started. I want to mention too, whenever I'm unboxing a lot, I always try to have boxes or flats prepared to put the jewelry in as I'm sorting. So I will usually have a bin for crafting jewelry, which is anything broken, damaged, missing pieces. I will also have a box for what I consider wearable jewelry, which is things that are nice and great condition, but maybe not worth listing individually, in my opinion. And then I will also have a flat usually for anything that's really nice that I think should be listed individually. So things, like designer pieces, precious metals and stones, anything antique, vintage, things like that. So let's get started. So first thing here is this ring. Very pretty. It looks like just a fashion costume ring. It does look like it has a little bit of wear on it, so I would probably put this in a crafting lot. Very pretty though. We've got another little ring here, gold tone. Pretty little green stone. A lot of times with these fashion rings, costume rings, I will actually make lots of them. I don't always find they're worth listing individually, but it does seem people will be interested in buying them in lots. Hopefully I can get this to focus. Okay, and next we have this little ring. It looks like a purple stone, gold tone color. Oh, I think I see a little mark in there. Let's see what that says. Oh, nice. 14 karat. Okay, so I thought there were going to be some nice pieces in this lot, and it looks like I was right. I will have to, of course, test the stones. Upon guessing, I would want to say the stone is probably amethyst with very tiny diamond chips, but I have a Presidium gem tester. I always test my gems and test my metal. I'm pretty good at being able to tell whether something that is hallmarked, whether or not it is actually truly gold, silver, or just a fake hallmark, which unfortunately are out there. But I still double check, especially before listing pieces, just because I would never want to mislead someone into thinking they're getting something that they aren't. But this was a really nice find to pretty much start off our box here. Put that one aside and go to the next one. Let's see. Oh, this is cute. It's a little filigree butterfly, and I want to say this looks like it might be sterling. Sterling kind of tarnishes in a certain way that only sterling does, and occasionally you will see tarnish on silver plated pieces as well, but it usually looks a little bit different. Let me take a closer look and see if there's any marks. I don't see any markings, but it does still look to be sterling to me, especially upon closer inspection. Once again, I'll just test it to be sure. A lot of times people actually think that just because something is not hallmarked, that it's not silver, it's not gold, it couldn't possibly be unless it's hallmarked, which is not always actually the case. There are a lot of older pieces, artisan-made pieces that were not hallmarked, especially artisan pieces where people were making these things for themselves or their family. They didn't always hallmark it with a stamp. So if you think something could be silver or gold, it's totally worth testing it. I have a pretty inexpensive acid test kit from Amazon where you just scratch the piece gently on the stone, use the acid on the scratch mark, and it's a pretty accurate way to tell what your piece is made of. And I find it can be totally worth it because there have been times something has not been marked and I wasn't sure, and I tested it, and sure enough, it ended up being sterling or gold. So definitely worth taking that extra step. So very nice. We'll have to put that aside to test. Okay, and next, this looks like a costume ring. This is pretty cool. Vintage cocktail ring. Needs a little reshaping, but that's no problem. This has a big green cabochon. Acrylic, it feels like. Very pretty. This is one I would probably sell by itself just because people love these big statement rings. Very cool, and it is adjustable. Okay, next we have this one. I want to say also sterling again. Very pretty, looks like a little amethyst in there. Let's take a peek at the band, see if there's any markings. Oh, yep, I do see a 925 mark. I'm not sure that you guys are going to be able to make that out, but there is a 925 mark right there. Once again, I will test it, but this does look good for probably sterling and amethyst, I would say. Very pretty. Next, we have this little tiny guy. Oh my goodness, this is a small ring. Barely fits on my pinky finger. Could be a child's ring. Very pretty little red stone in there. Let's take a closer look at the band. Now this to me is looking like what I was just saying about a ring that could be gold but does not have a hallmark. For me, the things that give it away are the way the prongs are set around this stone. I don't know if you can quite make that out. Let me see if I can zoom in here a little bit. The way that the prongs are set around the stone with this little V right here. You don't usually see that on costume jewelry. It's usually with gold, and all of the stones appear to actually be prong set. And there's just something about the way the metal looks to me that looks like it could be gold. So I could be wrong, but I will test it just to be sure, because it would be a real shame to put something in a lot or sell it as, you know, costume when it isn't. So we'll definitely test that one. All right, next we have a spoon ring. These are always cool. You see these pretty often. This one looks like it's missing a lot of its silver plating. It's got a lot of the brassy, bronzy tone showing from beneath, so we'll put this one in a craft lot. Next we have this little ring. Let's see, size 7, that's convenient. This looks like a costume ring. Very pretty. It almost actually looks like it's a band and engagement ring style, but it is just one ring. Let's see if it has any markings. Nope, no markings that I see. I'm pretty sure it's just silver tone, but that will be pretty for a ring lot. Next, we have another little tiny butterfly ring. Very cute. I think this is just silver plated as well, it looks like. These are always cool. I've seen these before. These are pretty. These are usually adjustable, as you can see there. It's gold tone with a little porcelain or ceramic painted cabochon. And it's kind of set in this little filigree setting. Very pretty. Next we have this statement ring. Very interesting. Very, very wide and chunky. Doesn't look like it has any markings that I can see. I would put this one in a ring lot as well. Now this one looks very cool. This looks like, I was going to say maybe could be sterling, not marked that I can see. It's a artisan made piece for sure. Looks like a little butterfly and possibly opals. Opals are one stone that I always have trouble deciphering whether or not they are real or fake. I want to say that maybe these could be real, but some of the fake opals can be quite deceiving. This could possibly be sterling. I will test it to be sure. I don't see any marks, but we'll test it and find out. This is cute. This is a art glass, Millefiori kind of style, not quite, but the glass cut flowers molded into a ring. Very cute. You see these pretty often. All right, and next, let's start up here. We have a little band. Whoop, this one's definitely marked. I think you can make this out. It says A maker's mark there, JLC maybe, 14 karat. Aloha, 86. That's cool, and it looks like it might have a name engraved on it. Trish or something like that. Very pretty. Rings like this, I will test, of course, make sure it is 14 karat. And a lot of times with rings like this, where they are engraved with a name and engraved with, you know, Aloha 86 may have been like a Hawaii vacation or something like that, I will often scrap these because even though the ring is in good shape, the chance of finding someone who's going to be interested in purchasing this with the very specific engravings is going to be very, very tough. So this will probably be scrapped, but hey, more gold. You can never complain. Okay, and then next we've got this little ring. Got a little purple stone. It looks like Art Deco inspired. I think it's missing two little stones there on either side, and it looks like 18 karat gold electroplate. This would go in a craft lot for sure because it's missing the stones. This is something where I could fix it, but I don't think it's really worth my time to fix. I will fix some jewelry if it's just missing some rhinestones or, you know, an earring needs a hook, something like that, but it has to kind of be worth my time to do it. This is something I'm not really sure it would be worth my time, but it could be to somebody else, and that's why I love to make the craft lots, because people will find uses for, oh my goodness, just about every piece of jewelry. So okay, and next we have this little one with the pink stone. Very cute. It has like a little leaf design on either side, actually a leaf and a flower design. And I do see a mark in there. I think it says 10K. Let me get a closer look. Yes, it does look like it says 10 karat with a little star hallmark next to it. I'm not sure what that star hallmark is, but another gold ring. You cannot beat it. I am not sure what this pink stone would be. I want to say probably a pink ice CZ. It is common to find CZs and even glass stones in 10 karat gold especially, but even 14 karat gold I've seen glass stones in. So I will test it with my Presidium just to be sure, but very pretty either way. I love that. Okay, next we've got this little one. This is cute, just a little green stone. Let's see if we see any markings. Oh, oh my goodness, I think this one is also gold. 14 karat, if I am not mistaken. Wow, oh my goodness. So this woman, in her description, she said that it was mostly costume. She did say that there was some gold filled, some sterling, but she also did mention when I was talking to her that, you know, her eyes weren't so good anymore and she wasn't really sure of all the markings. And it seems like quite a few of these rings so far have been gold, which is absolutely awesome because we are always hoping to find precious metal. Very nice, very nice. I'll test this stone. I think this might also just be glass. I'm not 100% sure, but still very pretty either way. All right, next we have this one. Ooh, this is really pretty. This is an Art Deco style. I wouldn't be surprised if this one wasn't 14 karat. Very nice. You can see the marking there. These are probably diamonds if I had to guess, but I will of course test it. These are so pretty, these Art Deco style rings. They have that very symmetrical, squared off look to them. Very, very pretty. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. I wasn't expecting to find this much great stuff right off the rip. Okay, and this little one has a little blue stone, very cute. Also gold tone. See if we see any marks. 14 karat. My goodness. Sometimes it shocks me when I'm going through. Oh, hang on. I see another little mark there. Just make sure it's not a... It looks like it might say GS. I thought maybe it was a GF for gold filled, but it looks like it says 14K GS. So probably a maker's hallmark. But it does shock me sometimes when I'm going through these jewelry lots and I find amazing pieces, designer, gold, really old antique pieces that people just throw into junk lots. And it always shocks me because I just don't know how people could think this stuff is junk, but that's okay. to a good home now. So very pretty, very pretty. We'll have to test that stone. All right, let's see what else we have here. This ring says Dana or Dana. It looks like it's probably a brass ring. Not in the best shape, has quite a bit of wear. I'm probably going to toss that one in a crafting lot. Next we have this cute little faux pearl ring with the little rope design, and it has the sizer on the inside here, so it's adjustable more or less. This one is marked Avon. Very cute. Some Avon rings and jewelry, if it's more substantial, chunky pieces, I will list them individually, but this one I will probably put in a ring lot. Okay, this one is also very tiny. Looks like it might be a school ring. Let's see what this says. Something high school, Chicago. I can't quite make it out. It's a little bit worn on that word, but definitely a school ring. 44. Oh, 1944. That is cool. That is an oldie. And it looks like it has an engraving in here. MEC, I believe that says, and 10 carat. Very nice. Oh, there's another mark over here. This is probably the maker's mark. Let's see what it says. Again, something Chicago. I can't quite make it out, but wow, that's very nice. This is probably onyx. It is broken on the back here. You guys can see that. It was maybe cut off of someone's finger or just broke. This is another one I will probably send out to be scrapped for gold weight because of the fact that it's very specific. Although, don't discount school rings. School rings can definitely sell, even engraved with people's names on the inside. They can be very, very collectible, especially when, you know, precious metals and stones. But being that this one is broken, I'm probably just going to scrap this one. But very, very cool. Very nice find. Okay, and oh, here we have another broken one. Very pretty. This also looks more or less Art Deco to me, and it is marked. Oh, I saw the 14K. And what is that other word in there? Cosmic? Cosmic 14K. I'm not sure I've ever heard of that brand, but this is another one I'll unfortunately probably end up scrapping because of the fact that it is broken here. But wow, I am honestly floored, guys, by the amount of gold I'm finding so far just going through these rings. And you can't see it, it's off screen here, but we have hundreds more pieces to go through for this lot. So very pretty. Most likely diamonds. I'll test them to be sure, but very nice, very nice. Okay, and this next one, kind of similar. I'm just going to go ahead and guess this is gold too, but we will take a closer look. Very pretty. Also, most likely very small diamond chips. This one is also broken. I do not know what is going on with all these rings here, but I do see a little mark in there. I want to say this is also 14 karat. Yes, very nice. I mean, it would be nice if all of these were not broken, but you can't really complain when you're getting gold. So, all right, and next we have this little cutie. This is kind of unique. It's a little odd with this piece that just sort of sticks off here. It almost looks like a stone would be missing, but I don't think it is. I think this is just a little costume guy. It's got a cute little red stone, maybe glass, could possibly be carnelian. Check it for a mark, but I think it looks like it's costume. Not marked, but very cute nonetheless. Okay, and next we have, oh, I've seen this ring before. This is one I've definitely had, I want to say. Yeah, I was going to say either Sarah Coventry or Avon, but I do see the Avon mark in there. Very pretty. It's a hematite ring. Also with the adjusters, a lot of Avon rings you will see have this sizer in here that spreads open and close. So depending on your finger size, it can still fit you. Very cute. I'll probably put that one in a ring lot. Then we've got this one. This is cute. This is little dichroic glass cubes on a little wire ring. Very cute. Next, we've got a big old statement ring. This one will definitely be going into craft. It's got a lot of silver tone wear. You can see a lot of the stones are turning funny colors. I think it was a glass stone. Pretty, but, you know, not in the best shape of its life. Okay, next we've got this guy. Oh, another one I think is going into craft for sure. Yeah, a lot of plating wear there. Pretty blue stone, pretty filigree work, but definitely a crafter. Okay. Oh, another one for the craft lot for sure. Unmarked. I do believe this is just gold plated. It was a pretty ring once, but too much wear to sell for sure. Okay, let's see. Here's another gold tone one. So this one to me, you can see, or at least I can see, how this is definitely not gold. Usually, whenever a ring or any piece of jewelry is this yellowy gold, it's most likely plated. Now, the higher content of gold that a piece is, 22, 24 karat, it will be brighter, and so pieces can be deceiving, but most of the time you don't find jewelry with that high of a carat. It would usually be anywhere from 9 to 18 karat, and 18 karat will be brighter than 14 karat and so on, but this bright yellow usually indicates plating. Oops. And you can kind of see, I don't know if you guys can make it out, but one of the biggest things with plating is it almost looks like brush strokes, I want to say. It tends to have the look of something being dipped into something to make it that color, where regular gold, it just has a different finish to it. It just feels more fine, and it feels like the color is what the item is made out of versus something like this, where to me, you can tell it was another metal dipped into another metal. But still a very pretty ring nonetheless, very cute. This will be great in a ring lot. Okay, so I think that's it for the rings, at least in this display. So let's move on to these other little packets here. Like I said, she really wrapped up everything very, very nicely. She wrapped everything almost individually, which was very nice. I'm used to buying jewelry lots where I get big, 20 or 30-pound lots of jewelry all stuffed in a large flat rate box, and everything's tangled and quite a mess. So it's nice to once in a blue moon get a lot like this where everything's wrapped individually. This is very pretty. This is a filigree. Let me zoom out a little bit here. This is a filigree flower necklace. Looks like it's missing a clasp, but that's honestly not too big of a deal. Let's see. I think I saw a mark on the back here. Yep, it is marked Mexico. These pieces, I have seen similar style pieces before with the filigree flower work, flower filigree work, marked Mexico. This could be sterling silver and not marked, so I will definitely have to test this. I have seen things like this be either sterling or on occasion 800 silver. Sorry, I just bumped my phone stand there, but yeah, I'll definitely have to test this. This is very pretty. Even the work on these little bar pieces to make the chain is amazing. That is all open work in there, and it is just stunning to me, the detailed fine work you will see on jewelry, especially some of these older pieces. So very pretty. Okay, here we have a cute little rhinestone butterfly hair clip. Very cute. I will probably just put that in a wearable lot, but very cute. Okay, this has a little tag on it. Take that off. And, oh, okay, it looks like this is gold filled. 12 karat gold filled. Winard, I've seen that brand before. Very pretty little double circle filigree brooch. Very cute. Next we have, it looks like some of these gold-filled pieces are actually marked that they were gold-filled on these little tags. So this is another little gold-filled piece, very cute, a little clover. This looks like it's also Winard, 12 karat gold filled. Very nice. Gold filled stuff is obviously not worth as much as gold is, but it's very popular. People do like it. It's very pretty. They used gold filled, a lot of Victorian jewelry will be gold filled is what I'm trying to say here. But it was used during many periods, and it's very pretty. It gives the effect, the illusion that you're wearing gold when it's not, but it usually holds up pretty well. I believe this is gold filled too. Let me take a closer look here. This is also 12 karat gold filled. It looks like faux pearls and a little textured bead design on this little bracelet. Very nice. Okay, this is a neat little pendant. I like this a lot. The back is raised with like a flower detail. And the front has, I believe, a porcelain or ceramic cabochon, I suppose you would say, painted with flower, and it's kind of brownish. I like that. That's very pretty. Definitely looks vintage. Next, we have a little religious medallion. You find these a lot in jewelry lots and things like this. I always check to make sure that they're not sterling or gold, because occasionally you will find them in sterling or gold. And actually, this one is sterling. It's marked right there. And I usually make lots of these as well. I'll lot these up vintage religious medallions and crucifixes, things like that. And they do sell pretty well, so that's nice. This is cool. This is not in the best shape, it doesn't look like. This appears to be gold filled. Let's see what this marking says. Oh, that I believe is German, and I cannot read it. This is very interesting, though. This is definitely gold filled. This is probably just a little paste stone in here. And it's, at first I thought there was glass over this picture and the glass was broken, but it actually looks like that this is a photo that was transferred onto whatever that material is, which is now cracking. But this is very neat. It looks like there's a little seed pearl in here too. I can't tell if it's real, but that's very cool. So pieces like this, I will actually, on top of doing the crafting lots, which I just fill up a big box full of crafting jewelry and start it pretty cheap at auction, let people bid them up. What I will do with more unique pieces that have damage, they're missing stones, maybe, you know, they need some restoring, especially things like broken pin backs, things that I can't fix myself. What I will do is, if it's a particularly nice piece, let's say it's designer signed or antique, vintage, really, really nice, I will make smaller crafting lots that I list as vintage antique repair lots. And they usually do pretty well, because a lot of this really old stuff, sometimes people collect it even though it's broken, just because it's hard to come by. You don't always find it. So sometimes people will want to have it in their collection even if it is damaged, and some people specifically look for damaged antique, vintage, designer pieces and things of that nature to restore them. So I will actually usually, for the nicer craft pieces, pull them aside and make a smaller lot where I have it all nicely laid out, and I usually do pretty well with those. People love those lots. So okay, next we have a little tiny pendant here. This is so cute. Now this, I'm gonna go ahead and say, is a faux opal. Like I said, not my easiest stone to identify, but it does look like it is foiled. It's very, very cute. And it is definitely in just a gold tone, gold plated pendant. So I wouldn't imagine a real opal to be in gold plated jewelry, but very cute, definitely. Next we have a little medallion. It has, I guess, a harp and some Greek key design. Interesting. Not really sure what that stands for, but very cool. And another little medallion. Texas high school. Oh, okay. Yes, you do find these once in a while too, as well as high school rings. Sometimes you will find high school charms. Looks like there's a little Native American Indian chief head in there, so that's kind of cool too. EK, little tiny scatter pin. Sometimes these can be gold or gold filled. You have to keep your eyes peeled. They usually will be marked if they are. This one is not marked. I do not believe it's gold or gold filled, but you do have to keep your eyes peeled because sometimes they will be, so you just never know. Oops, so tiny I dropped it. So this little guy is a, looks like just dyed abalone, little tiny pendant. Very cute. This appears to be a broken earring. It's a little acrylic cameo, but unfortunately, even if we find its mate, it is broken, so we will toss that in craft. Another little tiny scatter pin. Let's see, student council, so another little school pin. Check it for marks real quick, but I think it is just gold plated. Okay, and this little guy, oh my goodness, this is so cute. He's so adorable. It's a little, I guess it's supposed to be a little boy. I think he's wearing a little baseball cap and he has little articulated arms and feet. At first I thought he was maybe the Tin Man, but I think he's a little boy in a baseball cap. How sweet is this? And it is marked, I believe, 925. Yep, 925. Oh my goodness, this is such a cute little pendant. I wanted to say at first that it was maybe a charm for a charm bracelet, but when you see a bail like this that you cannot open, it is a pendant for a necklace. Charms would usually have the jump ring that you could open to attach it to your charm bracelet, but oh my goodness, this is so adorable. That is very, very cute. All right, so I think we'll go through a few more things and then I'll end my video here. I don't want this to be too lengthy. What I'm going to do is do this in parts. So there will probably be a few more videos for this lot just because of how much is in this lot. It was a pretty good size lot. So we'll go through some of these bracelets, maybe open up one of these packages up here with the wrapped up in the paper towel, and then we'll save the rest for another video. And of course, too, you know, if you guys have any questions, if you're interested in any of the things you see in this video, feel free to email me. I'll have my email in the description box below. I sell most of what I find. I do keep things here and there. I do have a bit of a jewelry collection myself. But I will be listing most of this stuff on eBay in one way or another. Like I said earlier, some things in lots, some things individually, but feel free to email me if there's something that just speaks to you. We could certainly work something out. And yeah, you know, also please like and subscribe if you like what I'm doing here. I want to continue to do mostly jewelry content, unboxings, things of that nature. But so this one, let's see, this looks like a white enamel cuff bracelet, chunky, gold tone, very pretty. Gold tone seems to be extremely in right now, chunky gold tone especially, things from the 80s, 90s, very, very in right now. And it's funny, when I was younger, I loved silver colored jewelry. I would not wear gold. I thought it was so gaudy. I didn't like it. And as I've gotten older, I've grown to love it. And it's just funny how nowadays it seems that the gold tone is really, really popular again. So this is very pretty. This is something I would definitely list by itself. I think someone would like that. Okay, and next we have this stretch bracelet. I think this is Liz Claiborne. Let me zoom in here for you. Yes, there's the LC in this little shield crest. That is a Liz Claiborne mark, and you can see right in here, LCI. Liz Claiborne stuff, especially the chunkier pieces like this, can do very well. They're pretty desirable. So this is a nice piece. Looks like it has all of its acrylic circles. So that's very nice. Very pretty. Next we have a wooden bangle. This is very cute. I normally don't love wood jewelry, personal preference, but I do love birds, and this one is very pretty. I really love the little bird and the flowers on this one. I usually don't even often list wooden jewelry by itself unless it's something really special, because I find it doesn't really move that well for me. But this is super cute. I know a lot of people like birds, and I think that flower pattern is really pretty. So this I would certainly list by itself. This is pretty too. This is a fashion piece, nothing too crazy, magnetic clasp. But I really like this blue. Very pretty. These bracelets usually don't excite me too much. A lot of the kind of cheaper mall fashion stuff, it's not my favorite jewelry. Some of it can be beautiful, don't get me wrong, but I really love the vintage stuff. But this is really pretty. I really like the sparkles. This is something I think someone would really enjoy. I think I would actually list this one separately as well. It's very pretty. All right, and next we have a big chunky acrylic black bangle. I usually like to sell these as well because people love these big chunky bangles. So this is very cool in this kind of jet black color. Bring some of this over here. Go to some of these paper towels. Okay, so this is a chunky beaded, I think these could be wood or maybe acrylic. I think acrylic. With a little rhinestone statement bead, but this is pretty stretched out. Whenever you can see that much space in a stretch bracelet, it's stretched out. So I will toss that one into craft. Ooh, this one's pretty too. Another one of those lucite or acrylic bangles, but man, that is tiny. Oh my goodness. This would have to be child-sized. This is the tiniest little bangle I've ever seen. Very pretty with its sparkles, and it almost has like a animal print design. Very pretty, but this one I think I'll just toss in a wearable box because it's just so small. This is a pretty cheap one. It feels like plastic chain link over a very thin metal. Wearable for sure, but nothing too fancy there. Next we have this one. Let's see. This has a bunch of words on it. Oh, here we go. Now I can read it better. Oh, it's okay. It's mother in a bunch of different languages. If we turn it here, mama, mother, and then there's a bunch of madre. There's a bunch of different mother words. Very pretty. Gold plated. That's cute. Put that in a wearable lot, I think. We've got a little enamel, dark blue, gold tone hinged bangle. Very cute. Oh, a cloisonne bracelet. I absolutely adore cloisonne bracelets. I actually have a little collection of them myself. And this one's pretty. This one's a little bit different. I really like that green and white and red. I'll definitely be keeping this one. I have a little faux tree that I have in my bathroom, and I hang all of my cloisonne bangles on it. It looks very pretty, and I really like that one, so that one will definitely be for me. This looks like a little possibly handmade stretch bracelet with maybe howlite, some type of white stone beads, a little bit stretched out here, so we'll put that one in craft. Okay, let's see what this is. This is a little silver toned. I was going to say hinged, but it doesn't really have a hinge per se. It's just got a little hook bangle. Let's take a look and see if this has any marks. I almost thought maybe this could be sterling. I don't see any marks, but I do think I will test this one. Something about it just is saying I could be sterling. Test me. Let's see. This is just a silver tone wavy bangle. We've got a few more bangles here. Bangles are another thing. These skinny bangles are not always my favorite to find in lots because sometimes I will be inundated with these and they're usually just cheap Claire's kind of quality. But you have to be careful because sometimes they will be sterling or even gold. So it pays to really take a close look at them and make sure that what you have is, you know, more than costume or not. You can often tell with these cheaper ones, they have these soldering areas where you can tell they were just a cheaper metal soldered together. But yeah, it just doesn't hurt to look. You just never know. But usually these cheaper ones I just end up tossing into a wearable box. Okay, so let's do one more package here. We'll do one of these. I think these are necklaces in a lot of these. Oh, I stand corrected. These are earrings. And it's funny, actually, when I looked at this lot at first and I saw all these earrings on cards, I got a little discouraged because sometimes when you see a lot of earrings on these types of cards, that can often mean that they are fashion earrings, cheaper earrings that are sold on these types of cards. But then as I kind of looked closer at the photos, I realized that these were cards that didn't belong necessarily to the earrings that were on them. This is just how this person kept them nice. So you can obviously put any earring on a card. So that's when I realized, okay, so maybe some of these earrings are a little bit nicer and they're just on these cards that this person put them on. So let's just take a peek here. These are pretty. These look like big chunky gold tone earrings. Newer, I think. I don't actually think these are vintage, but very pretty nonetheless. A little smudge there. Those are nice. I do earring lots a lot as well, where I will take 5 or 6 pairs of really pretty clip-on or pierced earrings, and I will put them in a lot and sell them that way. I find sometimes selling things in small lots gets them to move a little bit faster than selling every single thing individually, and it also saves me quite a bit of time. Because you're not taking multiple photos of many different individual things. So, oops, stuck on there. I think these might be Monet. Yes, they are. Very pretty. They almost kind of look like jellyfish. Very cool. These I would sell by themselves. These are very nice, chunky gold tone Monet earrings. Great condition. No significant gold tone loss, which is nice. These are cute little enamel flower earrings. Pink and black, very cute. I think somebody would definitely love those. Next we have some gold tone, I wanted to say hoops, and I guess they are, but they're very interesting. Almost have a fleur-de-lis kind of style to them. Nice, a little bit of wear, but very interesting. Next we have a pair of, I believe, Worthington earrings. I mean, you have to be careful because just because something is on a card that says it's something doesn't necessarily mean that it came on that card originally, doesn't necessarily mean that that's what it is. You also have to be careful with earring backs as well. Just because a pair of pierced earrings has a Monet ear nut on it does not actually mean that it's certainly Monet, because you can switch earring backs anytime you want. So you have to be careful. These are probably on the original card, but it's hard to say because a lot of times these store brand earrings are not actually marked on the earring itself. They were made by another manufacturer and then they just put them on the Worthington card, but very pretty silver tone. Next we have a little pair of silver tone hoops, nothing too crazy there. Ooh, these are pretty. Enamel gold tone, blue and white flower earrings. Oh, these are actually marked. These are Art. Art is the mark for Arthur Pepper. He made a lot of very pretty costume jewelry, and his stuff can be highly collectible, especially if it is laden with rhinestones. His chunky rhinestone stuff does the best, but his enamel pieces can do well too. These are very pretty. They do have a little bit of wear, but that's another thing too. Just because something does have a bit of wear doesn't necessarily mean that you should throw it in a craft box or, just say, oh, this isn't good enough. Because some pieces can be rare and even with damage could be worth selling by itself to that collector who can either fix it up or just wants it for their collection regardless. So those are very pretty. Next we have some little tiny stud earrings here, little faux pearl and flower stud earrings. We'll do a couple more of these, and then I think that's where I'll end the video. I don't want these to be too long where I'm boring you guys, so we'll do this in parts for sure. There's going to be a lot to go through here, so this very well could be 2 or 3 videos. But we'll do a few more of these earrings. These are pretty. These have kind of a Southwest style vibe to me. I almost thought maybe they could be sterling, but I'm thinking probably not. I don't think so. And they just have an acrylic faux turquoise kind of cabochon in there. Very pretty. These are pretty too. These are like a open work filigree. Oops. Flower earrings here. Do I see a mark? Oh, yep, Monet. Okay, I thought those were nice. Very pretty. Monet pieces, Napier, Trifari, they all have a, to me, very substantial quality to them. They kind of scream to me that they are those brands. They tend to be very, very pretty and just well made. They don't wear down as fast, I find, with the gold tone. And so, yeah, very pretty. All right, let's do 2 more here, and then we'll call it quits for this one. So these are just a little small stud pair. Probably supposed to look like a faux onyx. Little black acrylic cabochon. And then we'll do these little butterflies. Very cute little enamel butterfly stud earrings. You should also on occasion check the backers or ear nuts on pierced earrings, because sometimes you will find gold or sterling or even gold filled backers on earrings that are just on a pair of costume earrings. And what I will do is just, of course, take them off and save them, because every once in a while you will then get a pair of gold or sterling or gold filled earrings that need backs, and you'll have them. So it doesn't hurt to sometimes check and just make sure you don't see any marks on the little ear nuts. But those are very cute too. All right, guys, so there's still a lot here. This is the earrings. We still have this whole jewelry box here to the right. She shipped the jewelry box with everything, and there's a bunch of jewelry wrapped up in there. There's a box on top there, and to the left here, which I can't really quite turn you that way, but there's a whole bunch wrapped up, as well as these boxes here. So there's a lot more to go through, but I think we will end this here. I will make a couple more videos on this lot so we can keep going through it together. I think so far, I mean, I can't complain. I have already found multiple gold rings. You can't really ask for much more than that. Those rings have more than paid for the lot already, and we still have hundreds of pieces to go through. So I think this was a great start. I'm excited to go through the rest of this with you guys. So yeah, hang tight, and I'll see you in the next one.